Hey guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast. And you know what? Before we get into today's episode with the amazing Camilla Monk and Katie Millard, I'll explain more about that in a second. But first of all, I want to talk about where we're recording from today, Shropshire Business Suite, right in the centre of Shrewsbury. It's a place that is designed to help businesses flourish with the opportunity to watch seminars, webinars, or host your own seminars or webinars. There's also an amazing podcast studio in the building, which we've been using for a few weeks now. Absolutely adore this place. So if you want to get involved, if you want to create a business opportunity webinar, if you want to take part in some, make sure you go to the website, which is at the Shropshire Business Suite. Just give it a Google, Shropshire Business Suite. It's there. It's available on social media too. And when it comes to podcasts, I'm speaking with Stuart and the guys there because I know what I'm doing. I'm an editor and a producer. If you want to record a podcast there, my services possibly could be available to help you edit and produce and put together your podcast. I can be there to record it too. So if you want to do that, if you want to get involved with this opportunity, then of course go to the website and it's cool. Now, today's episode, we're speaking to Camilla Monk from Architect Ventures, great friend of the podcast, been on a few times, and she's brought along Katie Millard as well, the happiness coach. And me and Vick are going to speak to them about Shropshire Women in Business. Of course, a collection of people that are designed to help independent business women with their businesses. But you know what? I'm not going to attempt to hack at what this is and what they do. This episode will explain that to you, of course. Yeah, a quick word before we get into today's episode. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's reached out recently about the podcast, coming on the podcast. And I'm sorry that it's taken so long to get back to you guys. My inbox has been genuinely flooded this week. And I love this. I love this so much. I just feel really bad that I can't get back to people as quickly as I'd like. Well, I work night shifts. I work 4 on 4 off, and when I do my night shifts, I become a bit of a zombie, a bit of a hermit. I kind of come in from work, I sleep, I wake up, I have my dinner, and then go back out, and it's really hard to sort of organize my life that way. So if I leave you for a few days in my inbox, I'm really sorry, but I do appreciate every single one of you guys that have reached out, and we've got some good people sat there waiting to come on the podcast. We've got an ex-pop star, we've got a great local estate agents doing some great stuff with history and architecture, and we also have an update on the Fox at Brighton, who have just managed to they've managed to save their pub, their local pub that we've been covering this for since last year. So we're going to organise a sit down with those guys, hopefully in the pub. I'd love to do that. Sit in the pub and have a packet of bacon crisps and a pint. I don't know how it goes, but I want to do a podcast to celebrate that with them. And if you are wondering what that's about, there is, if you type in Shrewsbury Biscuit and Fox at Brighton, you'll find that episode there where we covered that one. Okay then, this is our episode with Shropshire Women in Business, recorded at Shropshire Business Suite, featuring Camilla Monk and Katie Millard, and of course Vick. So let's take it away. Enjoy, guys. I'll catch you guys at the end. Hey guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and today I'm with
Vick. Hello.
Let me turn you up a bit, Vick, so I need to work out which microphone you're on. Let's turn them all up a little bit. There we go. And today, speaking of business, we're bringing a good friend back to the show, Camilla Monk. How are you?
Very well. I was
going to do a Stanley, remember on episode, whatever it was, but I can't remember which episode it was. But you've been on a couple of times.
Yeah, it was back in October 2022.
The last one we did was with our good friend Alex McCarthy.
Yes.
I think we did it in what's that?
Daily Brews.
Daily Brews, one of my favourite places to drink
coffee.
We're
the OGs now, Alex.
We are the OGs. The OGs were the last ones standing.
Survivor's photo.
And you brought a friend today. Do you want to introduce your friend today?
I have. I've brought Katie Millard. She is the happiness coach, an all-round good egg, amazing woman. She's my wingman for SWIB. And
SWIB.
Yeah, incredible powerhouse of a lady.
I paid her to say that.
I do. I'll take my tenner later.
Thank you. Cheers.
We're here to talk about Shropshire Women in Business.
Yes.
Which is an amazing thing because I feel like when it comes to business, I run the Biscuit as a CIC for a short time.
Yeah.
And I felt like an ostrich most of the time when I was burying my head in the sand. It was terrible. There's no one to talk to. Yeah. You feel all alone, and it feels like the walls are closing in. It's not a CIC anymore. I killed it. I buried it. I was like, it's a hobby, right? Because it's hard, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so Shropshire Women in Business is affectionately known as SWIB, and we are SWIBers.
SWIBers, I love that.
We're creating connection for CEOs, female leaders of local businesses.
That's amazing. It really is. And of course, we've talked to many business and life coaches over the years on the Biscuit. Stephen Marshall was one of the guys to scream out "you're in a bitch," and we had Alex McCarthy, of course. Yes. We've had so many amazing people come on and talk about business. Yeah. Loads of people with different approaches to this. And when it comes to you guys, I guess when you get a collective of people together, everyone's going to have a different approach.
Yes.
Right? Is that what it's about? It's about finding out what works from this and what doesn't work from that?
Yeah, we're constantly growing. We're in our infancy, but we're constantly growing and taking feedback from all the ladies that join us to develop what we're doing to suit their needs, and provide a place for connection, growth and education that doesn't exist at the moment. So, yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard world out there at the moment, isn't it, with business?
It is hard. It's a lonely thing being a independent business owner, and connection is key. It brings with it mentorship, support, and passion and excitement to get back into your business and kind of take what you've learned and run with it.
Yeah, I think motivation and inspiration is one of the sort of two of the biggest things that people get when they come along, that kind of support and that kind of injection of motivation. It's really informal, and it's just that kind of, I like to think of us as, I don't know if Camilla does, but I like to think of us as cheerleaders for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
That definite kind of, you know, because you can shout for yourself, can't you, and be like, oh, this is what I do. Yeah. But having a wider network of people who believe in you, what you do, and, you know, are looking out for you too is just kind of invaluable. And I love that about SWIB.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just think that you've got such a lovely, warm energy. And just talking to you before the podcast started and you came in, I really want to be a SWIBber.
Yay! You'd be very welcome. We'd love to have you.
Thank you so much. And I think being sort of, you know, obviously a mum myself, and then obviously trying lots of different things as the kids were growing up, especially when they were young. You know, I was one of those people that did all the I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say all the different things that you can sign up for.
We're not the BBC, you can say.
Okay, so I, you know, like Scentsy, the wax warmers, I did Avon, I did Body Shop, I did, you know, I literally ticked everything off the list that I could possibly do, and also trying to do other things around, you know, self-employed. I've gone down that road a few times, trying to work things around the children really, and juggling things. And I think as a woman, we juggle a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we do. There's a huge mental load that as women, especially in business, you can't avoid. It's there. And we're certainly a soft networking group that appreciates that mental load, and we support our women members with it. You know, it's not just making decisions on business progress, how long things take. It's all, you know, affected by the other stuff that we're dealing with as wives, mothers, daughters, with elderly parents. You know, it all needs to be taken into account, and we can support one another with that in mind.
Yeah, we completely understand that if in the middle of a SWIB meeting, your kids' school phones, they've been sick, can you pick them up? We just understand that. Yeah, because we're all, you know, the same. You know, we've all got other stuff going on, so we're really supportive, and that's one of the things I love, is that it just feels like a really lovely, friendly group where everything's okay.
And we've built our offering around that understanding that you have to drop things suddenly. So all the content that we create from our specialists that come in to educate us about business, we capture all of that so you can go back and watch it at any time. So even if, you know, something happens, life happens, you can come back and you can still get the benefit from that.
I love the fact that you said you've got an event during the Easter holidays and that I could bring my children, or
Absolutely.
I could bring my dog.
Yeah.
Can I bring my cat as well?
If it's on a lead,
if it wants an outing,
as long as we get a selfie of it, absolutely. Be our first SWIB cat member.
Awesome. We need a special collar and everything.
I really love this because it's a peership of a unique kind. I feel like we've all watched Wolf of Wall Street and all these kind of testosterone-fueled 80s guys in business. Like, I imagine, like, with women, there's a different, like you talk about, it's a massive skill set being able to multitask with kids, with everything else that goes on in a woman's life with business. So I guess, like, there's probably women coming into business that are wondering, how do I do this? You know, so are you finding a lot of, I guess, newbies in business that are kind of like, how do I do this as a woman?
Yeah, I think that those skill sets are inbuilt to you as a woman anyway. You know, we magnify what we've got. We're growers. We're, you know, the ones that nurture anyway. And I think it's just allowing women to bring their feminine qualities into business, because actually they're a huge benefit. The natural feminine traits of nurturing and growth. So yeah, it's a very different environment, but it's not ambitious. Women are still very ambitious people. Quite important
to say that, I think.
Very ambitious, and they need to be encouraged to allow that. You know, it's not a negative trait; it's a very positive thing, and we do it with full feminine power behind it. We're not trying to be men. We're trying to encourage women to embrace their traits. And
I think it's about kind of acknowledging each individual member, like what success looks like for them. So for one SWIB member, success might look like, you know, a big house or a fancy car or whatever. For another SWIB member, success might look like, you know, taking an extra holiday a year or, you know, paying, you know, having the money to pay for a cleaner. And I think that's why our group's so wonderful, because it is so diverse with the different personalities, but we're all there for the same aim. We're all there to support each other. So yeah, you know, we can be wildly ambitious or not.
According to our own lane, you know, we're encouraging everyone to stay in their own lane. We're not going down the route of how much do you make, or, you know, money doesn't equal success necessarily, as Katie says. It's all the different kind of
what it looks like for each person.
Yeah, for me, it's being a mum that works. I can support myself, support my family, but do the school run every day. That is success for me. That my job allows that I can bring my children up myself. It might be a big paycheck for someone else, and everything's welcome in the group.
I think that's lovely. I think, like, I can relate to that so much, and think that it's sort of that freedom for me. It's like success is having a bit more freedom, a sense, I guess. And also going to the supermarket, not wondering if my card's going to go through or not. I think that's really nice. And also, like you say, being able to be there for your children. That's why I was sort of trying to go down self-employed routes or trying these networking things and stuff, was because I wanted to be able to go to my children's school play. I wanted to be there when, you know, they had something on that they want, a parents' evening or certain things, and that, you know, you can't always, if you've got the conventional perhaps 9 to 5 or other type of jobs where you're working nights or weekends, it's difficult sometimes, isn't it? And I mean, it is for everybody, it's different, isn't it? Like you say, success. But for me, I think it's having a bit more freedom, but also I think it's having that sense of self come back, because I kind of lost myself as a mom.
Absolutely.
That kind of creativity and that authentic you, what do I want to do, and having kind of a world in which you can do that, I think is really important to women, isn't it? Because, you know, you've got your kids at school or at home, and you're trying to balance all these things. It's really easy to kind of get lost in all of that. So when you run your own business, no matter what scale it is, you kind of get some of that authenticity back to be yourself and have something for you.
And that's crucial in our group, and what we really want to encourage. We're definitely not a group that's saying, oh, you can have it all. You know, it's not. It's bringing the pace down to suit the individual. You know, looking at what they want to achieve and how we can support them to do it. It's not, oh, you can be a working mom. You know, you
having those realistic goals.
Exactly, and saying, yes, it is possible, but let's work out how we can do it for you in a sustainable way, where you're not losing your identity, where you're not burning out. You know, come and join
Let's start with sustainability before we can buy the mansion,
like, is this sustainable?
Sustainability is really important. We've got an ever-changing environment when it comes to the independent businesses in Shrewsbury. We've seen it, businesses come and go. People have made mistakes, people have done well. Like, how do you take someone that's got an exciting new business and teach them to sort of pace themselves and not run for the, you know?
Well, we do it through a series of speakers. Katie is very good at securing speakers for us from every walk of business, every industry. And we invite them in to speak with all of the parameters in mind of, you know, the women that we have as members, to educate us as to how they do it, learning from life experience, learning from mentorship and coaching from them.
So sometimes we'll have a speaker on sort of startup finances or, what you need to put in place if you're just beginning. But equally, we'll have somebody talking about content creation or, things that will happen down the line. So it's our speakers, we try to provide something for everybody, lots of variety.
Yeah.
And then the mentorship and the connection is about so this is where you are now. This is maybe where you want to be. How can, have I had experiences that I can help kind of, talk to you about, like, this is what happened for me, might not be the same for you, or do you know what I mean? That kind of...
Especially when, like I said, the landscape changes all the time when it comes to, cost of living crisis, things like that. Things are changing all the time. How do you adapt? They say adapt or die, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have to pivot and carry on. And in our group, we're teaching resilience. We are, mentoring one another from lots of different aspects of every industry, but also for time in business. So I'm in my 12th year now, and we might have someone that's a startup, and the different, appreciation of how business runs and their experience they've gathered, they can feed back into the group.
I was part of the original group with Alex McCarthy himself, and I come to a few meetings. It was very nice. I love, like you said, how informal it is. It's like, let's have a meeting over tapas and wine, or it's not like your typical business network meetings where it can be a bit formal and a little bit like, okay, now you stand up and tell me who you are. Now you stand up and tell me.
We do have a format. We start with a welcome, and everyone's encouraged to introduce themselves.
Nice.
But it's not an elevator pitch. If you want to just say your name and disappear back into the chair, you absolutely can. If you want to share a bit more, the floor's open. Then we go into kind of the specialist talk, something an area of education, business education, and then we open the floor up to mentorship at that point. So it is very relaxed, but we have an agenda, and we do get through a lot.
I remember I got invited to the business chamber meeting once just to say hello and introduce myself, and I thought I sat up for 4 hours making a PowerPoint, writing stuff, and I got there and they were like, no, you're going to get about 30 seconds. I was like,
you were gone in there.
I bet it helped you understand your business better.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get some investors in the biscuit. I'm like, and here are the graphs where you can see how many listeners we got. And I was just kind of like, hi, I'm Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I do a local podcast. Sit down.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think it's horses for courses. I mean, there is obviously a place for formal networking, but not everyone feels comfortable in that kind of setting. And I think a lot of networking or finding sort of a business group, that sort of thing, is about finding your people.
Yes,
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say finding your tribe. Just finding people that.
Shall we owe someone some money for that?
Yeah, sorry. And it's not all groups are the same. So when you are starting out in business, or maybe you just feel like you've done business for a certain amount of time and you actually want to just get out and meet other people in the same boat, just about trying to find what works for you and the people that work for you and all. So formal networking has its place too.
Absolutely,
just that whether it kind of like gels for you, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what I found in the WhatsApp group, which you mentioned in the notes you sent to me. Excuse me, dry throat, just powered up Castle Street. I'm late. Is that the WhatsApp group that you guys have? Is that you'd have someone that would be like, I'm doing this thing on in such a time, and be like, I'll do something similar, and let's work together, and I can do graphic design for you for that thing, and that's what I specialise in. Yeah. I'm a photographer. I can come and do things for you. Like, that's all.
Collaboration is exactly what we support and encourage. Even if somebody's not in the same industry as you, they can often support you to get closer to your goals. So it's an exciting group to be part of. It really is.
So with your membership,
yes,
what does that cover, and like what do people get for that? So it's like a monthly membership amount, £15 a month?
That's right. So it's a monthly subscription of £15 a month.
That's like Netflix, isn't it? That's your Netflix.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it as reasonably priced as we can, because we're trying to build a community. So £15 a month, you get 2 networking Wednesday morning sessions, 10 till 12 on a Wednesday morning every other week. You get your mentorship, you get the business input from the specialists that come in, and you get invited into a WhatsApp group that's a closed group, so that you can connect and continue those kind of conversations with everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. And also the content. So if for example, your cat is sick or whatever, and you're like, I can't do today for whatever reason, you can catch up so you don't miss out if life throws you a curveball.
Yeah, we have a private Instagram group where we publish all our content, so you can go back and it's a full library of content, so you can remind yourself on things that you've seen and you need to re-reference, and you can catch up every week when we do
That is so fantastic.
I think social media is really important. I'm glad you brought up Instagram, because it's vast out there, isn't it? It's really hard to stand out. I mean, you're the happiness coach. You've done this for a while. You've got your thing, and I've got the biscuit thing. I mean, for an audio only podcast, we're quite visual, I think. You know what I mean? So it's about learning how to power that in a way that you stand out. And I guess with a collective of people that are all trying to do it, and with experts like yourselves, it's about finding the right things to post and when not to post. Do you specialise in social media? Can you help people with that?
We have someone in the group that specialises in social media. We have a very good connective network. So if you need social interaction, social help, then we can find the right person for that.
We can advise as well.
Yeah, and we can advise. We've run our own businesses and had to use social media, so we have our own experience we can share. But yeah, we're working it out for ourselves too every day, as everyone is. As it changes, the algorithm changes all the time.
My own personal algorithm changes. I'm finding myself like spending way too much time looking at cat and dog videos now.
That's like me.
Yeah, you're not the only one. That's universal.
Yeah.
And that Garon Noon music. Oh my God, that guy's amazing. He's the Irish guy with the beard. Follow me, I'm delicious. That guy. Oh my God, that guy can't do anything but be like ooze positivity out into the world, because it's really good, isn't it? Just to sit there, like TikTok gets such a bad name for itself, but I love just scrolling through.
Yeah.
Now, if you can find ways to like land on local independent businesses, like so organically like that, it's a powerful tool to have, I think.
Absolutely.
I think as well, it's like when you build that community and make those connections come into your group, it's as a woman, you'd be like, oh, well, what do you do then? I'll follow, because I do follow you, by the way. I'm going to follow you now as well.
Follow you.
And then I'll be like, oh, I like that, or I comment on that, and I'll share that, and then maybe you'll like my things and you'll comment on my things, you'll share my thing. And it's kind of like a mutual sort of thing. And then that builds up interactions, and that builds up people who perhaps you're friends with, that you've shared it with, that wouldn't have seen it because I've not
your network
connected
grows.
to those. Yeah, and it's just, I think that's fabulous.
Because that's the key, isn't it? It's social media. So you can consume as much, but it's the interactions. And as a business owner, that's where the gold is. That's where the connection is. So if people are liking your stuff and you're starting those conversations, that's really what it's for, isn't it? To kind of reach out to people.
Stay front of mind as well. That's mainly the reason we will use it, to stay front of mind. So if someone knows an architect or knows a happiness coach, you're there.
Have you ever had that thing where you follow someone on Instagram but you've never met in person and you see them out in public?
Yeah.
And I've been on both the receiving end and I've done it before. Like Lucy Cadell, big shout out to her, amazing artist.
Yeah.
We'd followed each other on Instagram for a while, and I was at Drawn, and I was like, you're the, and she was like, you're the, and I was like, oh, let's have a hug, and we had a hug. It was amazing. Or you get just people just staring at you like and you go like, what's going on? And I do the same. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How that can happen.
They're like, I know you from somewhere.
You look like a stalker, don't you?
Shall I not say hello?
I think I saw in the photos, is it Shrewsbury Sarah that I saw it come to one of your groups? And I was like, I know Shrewsbury Sarah. Well, I don't really know her, but I know her and I follow her, as in I've seen her photograph. So I recognise you.
Good enough.
I'll smile at you when I'm out, and she'll probably look at me like, what's that weird lady doing?
Yeah,
she's very chatty.
She is. We try and champion all our members, so we have shout outs regularly on our SWIB page, just championing each of our members to show what they're doing, showcase their work, just to give them that little oomph.
Now this is Shropshire Women in Business, not Shrewsbury Women in Business. How are you getting lots of outreaches out in the Shire?
We are. We recently just finished a series of talks associated with Whitchurch.
Oh, nice.
As a little outreach.
I still can't believe Whitchurch is in Shropshire. It's so far away.
It's not that far.
It feels like forever driving now. I don't know what it is. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And hopefully, we hope that we'll draw people from across Shropshire.
Sure.
And as we develop, hopefully we'll find little pockets where we can develop this across the county. So,
how do you think? You've been doing this for a long time with the business. I'm sorry, I need to age you. We talk about the business. I keep saying the business landscape, but you talk about Shrewsbury in general. What positive things have changed since you started doing business in this town, in particular?
I've noticed a big increase in collaboration. People are much more willing to meet, chat. see how they can work together. As an architect, I have connections with other architecture practices, and it seems a lot more willing to share, and people are realising there's a space for everyone in the market. That's something I've been aware of definitely in the last 10 years.
It's really good, isn't it? It's something I've noticed that since I started the Biscuit, it is becoming more and more, especially with like tourist attractions. I always use the Sabrina and the Prison as a thing because they've worked together so well over the years. And, you know, we've got Stuart Woodings here in this amazing place, Shrewsbury Business Suite, where he's encouraging local entrepreneurs to come here and teach the next generation of business owners to come out and do these amazing things. And it does do nothing but encourage collaboration, which is really important, because I feel like if you stick to one subset of business owners, you're kind of penning yourself in a bit, aren't you? Whereas if you kind of like, oh, I like this person, I like that person, and they know that person, and this, it just opens the whole world for you. Right?
You're opening up your skill set.
Yeah.
You know, by inviting collaboration, you're not asking someone. I think there's a fear that you'd be replaced or someone might be better than you, but actually you're inviting a new level of skill set to improve what you're doing, to learn. And if you're open to learning, collaboration is for you, because it's a very fast process to develop your skills.
I talked about content creators when I was interviewed on my own show by Vick and by Sean Brennan Todd.
I did enjoy that.
And one of the clips that I put up was about how the content creation has grown and grown, because I feel like it is the perfect tool for a business, and it's also a great tool to get a word out. You know, it's kind of growing and growing. That's a positive thing, isn't it? You know,
absolutely, yeah.
So your next meetup, you've got the importance of branding and how to make your business stand out. So that's the next one. That's
very important.
Yeah, on
that's
Wednesday.
a regular meeting.
Yes.
So that's just like a regular meeting on Wednesday, and then we have a really fabulous special meeting on April the 2nd. At Hickory's. With the amazing Pippa Tate, who's the Shropshire sales geek, and she's going to take some of the mystery out of, you know, selling and what sales psychology is. So what helps people to buy, and that's going to be a special one for us. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah, we're hosting. It's a special 2-hour workshop, and normally our meetups are free for members, but this is actually ticketed because it's so valuable. So it's £20 a ticket. We're still taking seats. We've got a few left. So if anybody outside of SWIB wants to come along to that and meet us as well, it's a fantastic opportunity.
I'm super excited about that. But Kay on Wednesday 26th is also going to be awesome. She's a great speaker.
Oh, that's amazing. So have you got any top tips that you could sort of give away today about how to make your business stand out and how you've done it yourself?
Well, my top tip, my favourite one is authenticity.
Oh, I was going to say that one.
Sorry, Katie, jumped in.
I should have said it first.
I can see you twitching. So, biggest lesson I've learned is authenticity. Be yourself. Be absolutely yourself, and people will find you and they'll want to work with you because of your genuine approach to what you love to do. So be passionate and be authentic.
Love that.
I would say that, but now Camilla said it. I would say I sort of like go with your gut. So whatever business you're in, I'm sure there might be lots of accountants or lots of whatever it is. There's only one you, and you will probably feel drawn towards, you know, like micro businesses or whatever. Like in my work, I work with children and teens, whereas there's lots of therapists that do lots of different things. So don't be afraid of finding your niche. And because that's where your passion is.
I love that word, niche.
Niche.
Sorry, I just want to say niche.
That's fine to say, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a great word.
Sorry. You're
had a little Miranda moment. Do carry on.
So find your thing within your business, and if it lights you up, then you know definitely that's your route to pursue.
I love that.
I think
brilliant.
Being comfortable in your own skin, I feel like, is a really powerful thing. I mean, I talk about my mental health all the time. I got PTSD, childhood trauma, I have anxiety, and there are times when I will literally pace before I come out the house or change clothes. Or my hats are a big thing. Like I'm like, oh, that doesn't go with my shirt. I'm gonna change my hat. Now I change my hat. I need to change my top. Like it's a weird thing, but there are days when I just lean back. And I think I am me, and I am the best version of me I can be, right?
There's only one of you.
Exactly, and I feel like I mentioned Garen Noon again. Like, I'm not like a Brad Pitt, like, but people come to me, they radiate towards me because I love doing this. This is my passion. You come to me because you enjoy coming on the podcast, and that is a really powerful thing. Like, if you can be comfortable and powerful, and I say powerful about 8 times now, but confident is the word I'm talking about. Confidence is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
And you can only find that, I guess.
Well, if you're being yourself, you will build your energy. you're not draining your own energy, and it's all about keeping your battery full. So you can project positivity, you can be passionate and authentic if you're truly being yourself. If you're not, it's exhausting and you soon deplete and you'll burn out. So it's crucial, really, especially in business.
It can be quite a scary and daunting thing as well. So how would you sort of encourage people? So maybe you'll get people that are obviously already in business. As you were saying, some people 12 years in, some people just starting out. But then you might obviously have people that actually think, well, I've been wanting to do this dream for ages and I've got this idea and I don't know where to start or what to do, or should I come along?
That's the beauty of what we do. And we often have huge epiphanies happening in the group where women come in and, you know, they've been playing safe and they've got the space, they've got the security to talk to us about that in the group. And we have tears, we have laughter, we have full-blown kind of breakdowns and rebuilds where women are coming in and we're giving them the space to be authentic and to realise that they can do it any which way they like. And it is really powerful. Some weeks it just blows your mind that it's
not a one size fits all, is it? Whatever leads you to business, it's not the same for everybody. So there could be somebody thinking, oh, I'd really like to do this thing and where do I start? Well, it's one step at a time, isn't it? One foot in front of the other. Just like come to a group, have a chat, and you know people can give you the kind of like, okay, so that's awesome. Like, so your next steps might be this.
We're not a group, are we? That just kind of we don't blow smoke. We're encouraging, but we don't just pat you on the head and send you on your way. We're going to test you. We're going to encourage you. We're going to question you.
It's that growth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's growth. And encouraging growth is more than just being a positive support. It's actually being whole with that, you know.
And without sounding like super negative, and I don't mean to, but do you think it's really important to be kind of humbled in the world of business? Or do you think like momentum is just the most important thing? So sometimes you've got to take a step back if you're not doing the correct thing and sometimes have that conversation.
I'm very much a supporter of imperfect action is better than no action.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're better to try and keep seeking feedback. For me, I don't know how Katie feels about that, but I think feedback is one of the crucial things you do.
Yeah.
Failure creates success. You have to keep trying. And
done is better than perfect.
Exactly.
And if it's
another t-shirt.
That's actually not mine. That's actually famous one. Just saying. But yeah, done is better than perfect.
I'm going to buy that. I'd buy that.
Imperfect step is better than, you know, waking up in your 80s thinking, oh, you know, I wish I had done that thing that I wanted to do.
It's one of the scariest things, I think, when you've not done what your potential tells you should have done, you know?
Yeah. But it takes groups like SWIB to give you that environment to encourage you to take those steps. It is scary. But when you're putting yourself into an environment where the encouragement is there and the support is there, then it's 10 times easier than doing it by yourself.
Absolutely. Sorry, my throat is killing me. I don't know what's going on here. But,
just thought you were overcoming emotion.
I was going to mention my £50,000 slogan that I came up with on WhatsApp with you. What was it? I put.
Oh yes.
Oh, women. Yeah.
Helping
architects
women become architects of their own destiny.
Yeah.
And I put that because you're the architect of the business thing. And I thought
that's another t-shirt.
Quick, copyright.
Yeah. Oh, we quit. We need to get some t-shirts.
This is what we can do. We can ask the listeners, like, listen, if there's a good slogan you can come up there for women in business in particular, get them in the comments.
Yeah.
The best
I can see tote bags and everything. I think this could be my other business venture. Maybe I
think you need to come along. We're going to get this sorted.
Motivational stuff. Yeah, we're all over it.
I'm sure there's people in the group that can make that. You know,
there is actually.
What do you think the biggest challenges are for you guys for running a group like this? And because it's a lot of logistics, it seems, with lots of people, with lots of opinions and lots of different approaches to business. What are the biggest challenges for you?
To be honest, the biggest challenge at the moment is getting the word out there that we exist. Reaching as many women in business that would benefit from our group. That's our biggest challenge at the moment. Yeah. Actually, running the group is not really a challenge. It's something that we're used to doing,
and if we enjoy it.
Yeah, we love it.
Like easy, isn't it? I think getting the word out is a massive part of it.
Have you found it hard to get the venues? Because you're at a few different venues, aren't you? You've been at the Shrewsbury Coffee House, the downstairs in there.
I love that place, by the way.
Yeah, it's great.
So Olivia actually runs the Shrewsbury Coffee House, and she's a female in business.
She's ace.
She's a SWIBber, and we like to
SWIBber. Sorry,
we like to use venues that are run by women in business. We're all part of a big group, so we support each other, and she allows us to use her.
She's wicked, because I'm very quiet and I'm very shy when I'm kind of like, can I record a podcast in your cafe, please? I don't walk in there, kick the door open, like, I'm the biscuit guy. I'm kind of like, can I just do a thing? And she didn't know I was there, and she was like, oh, you should have told me you were coming, and you're welcome to use it any time. It's downstairs in Shrewsbury Coffee House is one of the hidden gems of Shrewsbury. I think it's a quiet little nook, isn't it? And it's the acoustics in there.
It's cozy. It's a little cave. It's somewhere to go and really, hunker down and get on with it. So it's great.
Yeah, it's great. And hats off to anybody that's going to welcome this kind of thing, because there are the power hungry business types out there. So to welcome collaborative business into your own business is both brave and I think encouraging for people. When people first join. When ladies first join the group, what can they expect from their first experience when they first come to one of your meetings?
Well, a hug and a very excited hug and a welcome.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a very inclusive group. Everyone's very excited to meet new members. Often they've been put into the WhatsApp group first, or if it's their first go, then they're turning up fresh to a new group of women, and we're incredibly encouraging and welcoming.
Super friendly.
And a free coffee. So it's quite a nice start.
Did I see that you offer a free first meeting?
A free first meeting, I think it's really important. Really as Katie said, you're trying to find your tribe. So it's important that people can come without financial cost to see whether we are their tribe. We're very lucky in that nearly everybody that comes wants to join. But on the off chance that we're not for you, that's absolutely fine. You've not had to pay to find out. I think that's really important.
The cogs are turning in my head as we do. I do this all the time with the podcast. I've got an idea, because I feel like there's a great opportunity here, because you talk about how when people are passionate about things, they want to talk about the things that they're passionate about. So maybe there's an opportunity with the biscuit and yourselves, Vicks.
Yeah.
Maybe Vicks can come along to one meeting.
Absolutely.
And if somebody wants to come on the podcast and talk about their business,
yes,
I mean, that's a great opportunity.
Absolutely brilliant.
I'm flossing under the desk.
What might be really good is if you come to the group and see how the mentorship thing works, and actually kind of show the process of somebody bringing a thought or a problem to the group and how it's solved, because it is magical.
Wow, I'd love that.
It is magical. You get women around a table and they fix things.
I'm there.
So to watch that process unfold is quite...
Vicks was actually dancing under the table. By the way. She was like, yes, this is a great idea. Because I could walk in there, Alex Whiteley, the biscuit guy, you know what I mean? But I don't want to impose. Do you know what I mean? You'd be perfect for it. I think you'd really enjoy
Is this a homework you're setting me again?
I think so.
Join us.
Yeah.
By all means, please. It would be amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to floss again.
I want to find out about the happiness coach. What it is you do, because Katie, you've got an amazing Instagram page, and you talking about happiness and positivity in this gloom world that we're living in right now. Is that an easy thing? But I love that. I love the positivity. Where did that come from for you? She wasn't expecting this.
Totally
So where does it come from? I am just a big believer. Generally, I mean, I work with children and teens mainly, but I'm just a big believer in, this is it. This is not the dress rehearsal, guys. This is our chance. This is our moment. So, even the stuff that goes wrong is an opportunity to learn. But generally, I think there is so much good out there. I know it's really hard when you start watching the news and stuff and you begin to feel bogged down. But in those situations, always look for the helpers, look for the people who are the anti that, whatever it is you're watching and feeling, is overwhelming. So I've been a happiness coach for, oh my goodness, since 2018, I think. And I'm an advanced hypnotherapist. I have a diploma in positive psychology. So I bring lots of different things to my work one-to-one, or I also deliver in schools and in schools to services pupils. So pupils who have parents in the armed forces as well. So that's a big passion of mine.
You chose a really good one to do this with.
She's great. She's the best wingman ever.
I love it.
You were literally Camilla's hype man. You're like, yes, we got this.
Go. Yeah.
Hype woman. Sorry, hype woman. I said hype man. Sorry.
There's never any problems. We just fix it.
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah.
I mean, focusing on positivity is something I got to learn to do. I mean, like yesterday, so Beth Heath was amazing. She brought a Ferris wheel into the middle of town for people to use for free.
Awesome.
To talk about Shrewsbury moves. And I know it's a difficult conversation, but Shrewsbury's going to change. We need to change with it, right? It's going to happen regardless, right? So they bring in the Ferris wheel. They let people use it. I look on the comments afterwards and people are complaining. I'm like, how can people complain about this amazing thing? And like, I'm focusing on all these people and I love Beth to bits and I'm going to stand up for it. And I'm kind of like, well, actually, it shouldn't be. And I'm arguing with these people in the comments and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why do I run towards the negativity? Why
Don't engage.
Exactly, yeah.
Just take it out, just take it out. Just don't, put your comment on, which is how much you felt people, got worth out of it and joy and happiness or whatever. But a lot of people who comment kind of negative things, they're just, waiting for someone to say something else and then it'll just get out of control.
It's literally like
self-preservation. That's what
Absolutely.
I just feel like you need to stand up for some people sometimes, but like at the same time, it probably doesn't help when you do it because like it brings like angry reactions on
just brings attention to something that perhaps doesn't need attention.
So I need to learn to like relax. I don't know. Beth's a big girl. She's got this.
She's got this.
I did a bit of audio on the Ferris wheel. Now I've got a terrible fear of heights and rides, right? Because
not the best combination.
No, I love it that you just did it anyway.
When I was about 13, 14, possibly younger, I went, my family's in Ireland, so I went to stay with my dad and we went, and those rides that like go upside down on like a big long thing and they go upside down, round and round. I went on one of them, but I was too skinny for it and I came through the and I was holding on for dear life and I just remember panicking and looking up and I'd been upside down and seeing my dad tiny upside down. I was like panicking, and then from that moment onwards I was kind of like, nah, I'm done. Like I've been on roller coasters, I'll do it, but like I was on this Ferris wheel and one hand was on the bar, one hand was on my microphone and my thumb couldn't reach the stop button, so I was recording and I was recording the whole thing whether I wanted to or not. And there's Timmy sat next to me rocking. I'm like, stop it. It's so brilliant.
Extra fun.
I think you need Katie to do some hypnotherapy.
Absolutely. Let's get rid of some of that.
I need a hot tub and a gin. That's what I need.
Self-soothing Katie, all the red flags.
But then afterwards, I come down and Beth Heath grabs a giant hula hoop and she hoops it over me and her. And we did this interview inside a hula hoop. It was amazing. That's how much I love her. She's great. She really is. And innovators in business, I mean, are they easy to find to come and join you to do some talks and stuff? Or are they plentiful?
We are incredibly lucky that we have had a plethora of women that are specialists in all kinds of industries that we've been able to tap into and ask them to come and support us and educate our members. So yeah, we haven't found it difficult at all. It's incredible out there.
Yeah.
You've got your own business as well, separate to this business as well, haven't you, Camilla? So can you tell us a bit about that and how that came about?
So obviously my primary business is Architecture Ventures. I'm a specialist in residential architecture, renovations, remodelling, and basically making people's homes absolutely perfect for them. So I have a non-build approach first to reuse the space they've got before breaking ground. So I do that. And then I'm also an interior designer as well. So I won Best Interior for Home Building Renovation magazine back in 2021, I think it was, just before we spoke.
Yes.
And realised quite quickly that I'm a specialist in that kind of developing family homes and I know what looks good. Yeah. Well, I have 4 children, so it's informed how a family home should work. I know from inside out how what everyone needs to kind of make their homes work.
Would you be able to help me as to where to place this mirror? Because apparently where I put it at the moment is not feng shui.
Feng shui is absolutely, it's a method of setting up your home energetically. I'm not a specialist in feng shui, but we could work it out.
Oh, thank you. I love your energy. I need that energetic chaotic thing in my home at the minute, I think.
No, I think it's. I love the way you've been in my apartment. It's kind of nice. So I got the nice corner sofa and I walked out this morning. The sun was shining. The apartment was clean and tidy.
Lovely.
I walked out in the morning. I was kind of like, you know, there
feel
isn't
like you can do anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Life
I feel like
good.
Yeah, your home absolutely informs how you live your life. And for me, I look at architecture and interior design as a holistic approach, that your home should be a haven, a mental health space for you to be comfortable and to feel energized. And if it's, you know, messy because you've got a lack of storage or you're tripping over each other for whatever reason, you need to fix that first. There's no point bolting on an extension if the existing house isn't working for you.
The whole spring cleaning thing is a genuine cathartic thing that like it feels good, a big breath of fresh air to do a tip run and get rid of all the crap you don't need anymore. And
it's one of my favourite things, a tip run. I still put my lippy on.
I'm one of those people that takes stuff to the tip and then come back with stuff.
Yeah.
I rescue things.
Nobody wants that coffee table. I'm sure I can find a place for that somewhere.
I need a bit of help with that, but that's another story.
That's another business we can talk about.
But also, it's like I think your inner. Actually, this is a reflection of myself. Your inner turmoil is reflected in your environment.
Absolutely.
So I find that if I'm sort of feeling really good, if things are going well, I'm really organised, and my home environment's like you say, I walk out and it's like, oh, it's lovely and clean and tidy, everything's in its place today. That's fabulous. But then if things are getting a bit like, I'm like, you know, everything's a bit much, and I'm trying to juggle way too many things, and then the house gets messy.
Yes.
And then it's like my brain's messy as well, and it's like I can't cope with this. I need order.
And if you think about it, you know, if your home is disorganised because of its design, then that's going to feed into your mental state. So
functionality.
Getting your house right is so crucial for your whole life, really, and how you approach it and how you feel.
I think what we've done is we've accidentally fallen on a metaphor for business. You know what I mean?
Another T-shirt, come on.
Because if you're not keeping on top of your accounts, you're not keeping up with company's house, if you're not keeping up with your profits and things like that, you're going to struggle as a business. And I guess people that are joining you guys are both new to business and absolute experts maybe that can help people with those. Oh no, you want to do this, you want to do that. Is there something that you can sort of hone in on when it comes to like keeping a business tidy?
Keeping a business tidy, yeah. So we're having a speaker in a couple of weeks' time. He's talking about the initial building blocks of finances when you start your business, the important things to have in place. And we want to educate women that are beginning in business to get their house in order. So, a successful business is based on a good foundation. And if we can get to grassroots businesses and early starters, that we can get in there and teach them how to build the foundations. That's a metaphor for architecture.
It's easier to do that at the beginning, isn't it? And be like, right, rather than sort of like maybe just...
It's always rescuable.
Yeah. But I think just those, sometimes it's like, okay, so I have that in place now. Yeah. Rather than trying to muddle through and then trying to
February and you haven't done your accounts yet. You're like, oh my God, I've got to do that.
It's kind of answering the questions of how to make your business sustainable and how to make it organised. And that's what we focus on a lot.
That starts from the beginning, doesn't it? Like we were talking about clean house, clean mind,
Exactly.
So you've got to keep on top of it. As a woman, Vix, is there anything that you've always wanted to know about women, about business? Is there anything that like you've always wondered about, like?
Well, yeah, there's like, because obviously I've had a try at different businesses.
Yeah, sure. That's where I was going with this.
I got a few T-shirts, Still trying to sell them. Maybe I'll come to that one. What's it? Come along and join to the
Pippa Tate.
Yeah, sales. How to make, and that's the thing. How to finish the deal.
Yeah.
I'm a hypnotist there as well. You will buy my shit.
I've still got all those boxes in the garage that are full of stuff and products. No, I'm joking. I think that there's like some tips that you would need. I think that obviously starting out in business, there's things that I sort of thought that I've learned along the way and think, gosh, I wish somebody had told me that before. Why was it took till now to find this out? And it's like certain things that you think, well, it does give you so many positive things, like freedom to think, well, for myself it was that I could work when I chose to work, sort of thing, to fit in around my family. But then on the sorry, I shouldn't say it, sitting next to the happiness coach, on the negative side of things, it was the VAT return or things like that, registering everything and then keeping on top of your finances, and then perhaps employing an accountant, and then and there's so many things, and it's like then the insurances and regulations, data protection acts, and I was thinking, oh gosh, there's so many things, and it's like for some people, you don't know everything, do you, straight away? Well, you might never know everything anyway. You're always learning throughout your life, but yeah, I think it's for me, it was just like certain things that I thought, I wished I'd known that sooner.
Yeah, that
I think having that support that I felt quite, in a sense, I felt
overwhelmed.
I felt a bit alone. So I think that's why I think this is why this is so important, because I thought, I'm not working with colleagues. I'm not doing well enough to employ anybody. So I'm a sole, rider out into the desert on my own. Not a horse, a donkey. And there's nobody else with me. And I'm like, I could have done with this. I really needed that sort of. Yeah,
it's certainly something that we think's been missing. And it feels like something that should have happened a while ago, and we're excited to build our community. Everyone that joins kind of has that same feeling of being isolated as an independent business owner, and we're providing the group to join them all together.
When it comes to employers and employees, things change with generations.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talk about millennials and boomers and then Gen X's and Gen Y. There's so much going on with how the foundations of how to be a perfect employer and employees changing. Yeah. How do you stay up to date with what's right and what's wrong? Because we're hearing lots of changes in like 4-day weeks and these kids are whining because they haven't got this. There's so much going on. There's so much noise, isn't there? Intergenerationally, how do you make it right? How do you make...
Yeah, I think, again, you can only go with your authenticity of what feels right for you, what you feel is right for your family. We don't provide information on like employment law or anything like that, but we can find someone that does have that knowledge.
If we don't know,
we'll find out.
We'll
put you in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. So signposting as well as part of what we do.
Exactly.
You're walking, I've got this 18-year-old twerp, right, who thinks that 9 hours is hard work, I don't know. But yeah, it's really important to have that kind of a positive approach, I guess, rather than negative. We'll sweep it under the rug and we'll bury our head in the sand like I did. I mean, the CIC thing was just a great idea. I thought, the biscuit can get funding, and then they can grow, and it's not really. I had a good job at the time, and so I thought I could grow it, and I just got overwhelmed, like you said. I felt so alone, and it kind of ran from underneath me. But do you know what? I do a good thing. People like it and enjoy it, but it's not quite there to be able to monetize it yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is amazing, because support whilst you're running a business is critical to how it then develops and which direction it goes in. A bit of support can create an amazing...
And taking that leap of faith as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You're more likely to jump if someone's going to catch you. And we're there to catch you.
T-shirt.
You're rolling them out today.
How many slogans is that? Hold on, I've got a bell here. We should. There we go. There's another T-shirt. We're making our own businesses here.
So, do you girls do talks yourselves with the members, or is that something you will do in the future?
We have done. Yeah. Katie's done a fantastic one.
I did a life priorities talk a while ago about kind of like what do you want in your life, and just because it's really hard, isn't it, when you were faced with all of the things and you're like, I want this and I want that, but I want to do more of this. So to kind of like condense it down into something that goes, okay, so this is what really means the most important things to me. So yeah, I have done that in the past, and I love having a chat, and whatever I do is always quite. I
actually remember your talk, and I think about it a lot, because you spoke about, I think it was glass balls and something else, and it was which ones can you drop and which ones you can't. And actually, when you realise that you have a choice over what you're taking on, it's incredibly powerful, because if it's not crucial and you're tired, don't do it. It's only self-implied pressure.
Yeah, and that's because you always feel like, as a self-employed person, you're like, I've got to keep going, got to do this, that, and it can just become exhausting, and then that's when burnout happens, and that's when you're no good for to anybody, let alone your own business. So
that's brilliant.
I'm always looking for work with podcasts and radio and stuff, genuinely, and a lot of them are now freelance, so you got to become self-employed, and that's a scary thing as well, isn't it? To become self-employed, like how do you do that? Do you know what I mean? I'm on good money and a good job at the moment. It's really hard to step away from that. So that leap of faith is one of the scariest things I think you can make. If I turned around to my wife and said, "Yeah, I'm giving up 30 grand a year to do a podcasting," she'd be like, "Get out of it." You know what I mean? But, if you believe in the product and if you're passionate about it, you can make it happen. I always saw it, the metaphor, if you only score a goal if you know you're going to score that goal in football. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have that kind of belief.
And you have to have the education and the understanding of what you're going to do behind you. And that's, where we come in, that yes, a blind leap is great, having faith in what you're doing, but also supporting it with the knowledge.
Have direction.
Absolutely.
It's great to have the energy, but you need to have a clear sort of a path.
Yeah. I've just started a business. I've just employed 12 people. I don't have enough money to pay them. Yeah, I get that totally. Is there anything unique that you've learned recently with business? I mean, the new people come along all the time, and like we say, we're talking about how things evolve and things change. Is there any new things, any new businesses or anything that you're kind of like, oh my God, I didn't realise that was, do you know what I mean? Like any innovations that you...
I don't know if new innovations necessarily, but over the course of doing lots of mentorship during our sessions, I've learnt that people block themselves from success. And a lady came to us recently and she kept looking over her shoulder all the time, and she was talking about this thing that she had to do, and that her success was the other side of it. And every time she spoke about it, she looked at her shoulder, and I realised that she was physically carrying some kind of rock on her shoulder, and it was a psychological block, a burden, but it was so physical for her that she was looking at it. Wow. And I realised from that a new kind of thing for me was understanding that people carry around these burdens that are self-inflicted, and how mentorship can literally make that disappear in a matter of minutes when you're given the permission to look through it and take it off your shoulder.
That's amazing.
Truly powerful. And I'm sorry for the really closed-in question there. Oh, by the way, is there a thing? Because I'm so happy you had something to come with us. That's not how we do this, Alex. You don't ask someone a closed-in question.
Camilla.
I kind of backed you into a corner then, because you could have gone, no. Innovation.
I do.
Shrewsbury.
I think that's so amazing, and it's touching on a load of different things, and saying how you were saying that we've got advocacy, that we can make choices, and having clarity as well about what we're doing, and actually sitting down and talking and thinking, deciphering it and ripping it apart to find out, well, this is actually what is fundamentally what we want and what we need right now, or what we're going to be doing next.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like you were saying, Camilla, it's that having that boulder on your shoulder. I can sort of visualize that as well. I feel like I've got a bit of a rucksack myself. But yeah, it's amazing because there is nobody else in our way but ourselves. Can I have that as a t-shirt, Alex? Put a ding on. Put a ding on.
Oh, that was a good one.
But yeah, I think that sometimes we are the people that get in the way of ourselves, because we can sort of say...
There's another one.
the excuses of saying, well, there's somebody else doing the same thing, because there's so many businesses and there's so many people. This part of the world is quite saturated with this, and I'm just doing the same thing, but maybe I'm doing it slightly differently. But no, everyone's doing it, and how is mine going to work then? Yeah. But there's room enough for us all. Yes. And we have, like you say, our unique authenticity that sells us as how we're doing it is unique to us. And also that, it is us getting in the way of ourselves. It's not that there's too much competition. Yeah. Because there is enough for everybody.
Absolutely. We had an amazing talk of one of our speakers a few weeks back now, Jenny Bracelin, and she's a money mindset coach. And she actually did an exercise where she said, right, what's your biggest excuse? So it might be, someone else is doing what I'm doing locally. And she simply said, well, what if that didn't matter? That excuse now is void. And you're kind of left thinking, well, I have no other excuses now. I just have to get on with it.
Yeah.
I can't keep myself small. And she just went, well, get rid of it as an excuse. That excuse now doesn't exist.
I love that. That's brilliant.
It's the realisation that you're actually holding yourself back. Quite powerful, really.
I relate. relate. Where's that bell? Because I do have imposter syndrome. I think I talked to you before about imposter syndrome, about how sometimes I have these grand ideas and kind of like, but it's me, innit?
Have you ever spoken to Mandy Taylor? She's one of our...
Yes, she's been on the podcast.
Yeah, she's amazing. She does a workshop in imposter
she's
syndrome.
So good, so good.
It's actually part of your human condition to question yourself. It's part of your conscious. And
right, okay, that's where it comes from then.
Yeah.
Me,
it's not
human.
Unusual. Everybody has it, and it's either a louder voice or a quieter voice.
Because sometimes you can be like a bull in a china shop and just make the wrong decisions. Elon Musk, you can be super successful and say something bad or do something bad or get a bad reputation for doing this thing, and then it all comes sweeping from underneath you. You've got to be able to not make those mistakes, haven't you?
I think that if you put that pressure on yourself, it's a constant fear, and you can't run a positive business from a place of fear. You have to be in abundance and not in that position of, oh gosh, I might make a mistake.
Yeah.
I think the mistakes come when you are inauthentic, or if you're driving from a position that you shouldn't have been in the first place. So yeah, don't worry about
It's got to feel natural to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also you'll learn, like you
can apologise, and
so
you
that
can
happened, and it's just a learning.
It's a learning.
It'll either go right and be fabulous, or even if it isn't fabulous, you will still learn and grow.
You're allowed to fail.
Yeah.
As part of the podcast, we've had that. I mean, we worked with Greenhouse. They gave me some cars, and I drove them around, and I took them to places where I go. And what I was doing is I was parking the cars in front of places like the Flax Mill and Hencote and all these amazing places. And I'd record a podcast in front of the cars, like advertising and stuff. But I'm an audio only podcast. I don't flare in front of a camera. Do you know what I mean? Like I do behind a microphone. So it didn't work, but I was really grateful for the experience.
But you put yourself out of your comfort zone there, which is it's good, isn't it?
And if anything, it's just it's reinforced you into what you're doing is the right thing for you.
I became a whore for cars. I was like, give me a nice cash guy to drive around. And I'll do whatever you like.
I'm not sure that's a t-shirt.
I love that.
Jeremy Clarkson is retiring. There's a space.
But no, you're right. Failure. I mean, I asked Stu. We had him on the podcast, and one of the questions I asked the most, I think I'll probably ask you this as well. What do you learn more from of success or failure? But I went deeper with that, and I said, what do you learn more from success and failure with working relationships? And I think that's really important especially when you're part of a collective and people want to work together and they want to talk together. How do you make those relationships last?
Again, back to authenticity. Every time we're going to keep coming back to that you can collaborate with people. I think it's important to find chemistry with one another. And if it's not there, not to pursue it. I always say to my clients that I do a free onboarding consultation at their home because I'm a good architect. I love my job. I can design them a beautiful home. But if the chemistry is not there, the working relationship will fail. Yeah. So I think it's understanding that collaboration and working relationships relies on chemistry, and it's finding that out first before jumping in too deep, perhaps.
Yeah. Boundaries as well.
Yes.
So that's a part of authenticity as well.
What are you doing calling me at 2:00 in the morning?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
because it causes resentment. Yeah. And resentment is the failure key.
I'm sorry, I messaged you on Sunday, Alex.
You're fine.
He was looking into your soul.
I'm glad you did, actually, because I did a 4-hour shift, and then we went to Liverpool for the day, and I was kind of like, oh my God, I have a day. I think I messaged you as well. I was like, oh my God, I got a day to sort my life out. So thank you.
We did it.
So I can do that again.
Yeah,
we're still friends.
We're still friends, absolutely. There's another one. We're still friends. Right, a really important question is, how can people join Shropshire Women in Business? How can they?
So it's very easy. You can look us up on Instagram and directly message us. So you could message Katie, the happiness trainer, or me at Architecture Ventures, or on our SWIB, Shropshire Women page. Also, we have a phone number and an email address. So if you look on any of our kind of content, it's all there.
Are we allowed to read the number out?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
You sent it me.
Yeah, I did. And basically, just drop us a message, let us know you're interested, and we can feed back to you when the next session is. We can help you buy your free first ticket, secure your free first ticket, and welcome you to the group.
Yeah, that number is 07834 206 207. That's an easy one to remember. 206 207.
And Camilla at architectureventures.com for an email, or again through our Insta page, just as direct message would be fabulous too. We'll get back to you.
Awesome.
This has been really, really good. I want to thank anybody that helps anybody innovate and to grow, like yourselves, like people like Beth Heath, like anybody that can take people and help them grow, be a better version of themselves. I think we all agree is just an absolute gem out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incredible. And the energy in this room has just been so fabulous.
Thank you.
I'm buzzing.
We can't wait to see you at the next one.
Oh, I'm excited.
Absolutely. I think we need to capture that for social.
Yeah. Please don't. People are traumatized enough.
I did get a "what are those" moment with Vick, where she had gold sparkly shoes on. They were amazing.
Lovely. Okay. Oh, amazing.
We welcome all fashion.
My lucky trainers.
You can wear your absolute favourite things, no judgment.
Thank you. I'll come in my pyjamas then.
Onesie.
Fine, absolutely fine.
It makes you happy.
If that's what you want to project, then brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. This has been brilliant.
Thank you very
Vix.
much.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to meet you, ladies.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
Bye.
So there we go. Shropshire Women in Business. What a great episode. I really enjoyed that one. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the guests. Thank you to Shropshire Business Suite. We did a really cool thing. And afterwards, we sent Vix to one of the seminars that they put together, like a really cool talk. And Vix went to that. We did this really cool thing, I was at Shropshire Business Suite. I interviewed Charlie Adlard and Nick, the organizer from Shrewsbury Comic Con. And at the same time, across town, Vix was at Hickory's getting interviews from this event. And we did 2 interviews across town at the same time. It was fantastic. So thank you, guys, for inviting Vix along and making her feel at home. And to everybody that Vix spoke to, thank you. I really do appreciate that. You guys are ace. Now, Camilla has sent me a task over the next 6 weeks of getting some sort of advertising for the biscuit to try and. She loves this show and she wants it to grow, and she's given me a task of trying to boost my confidence to try and find some paid advertising for the Shrewsbury Biscuit. So listen, if you are listening to this podcast and you want your business to feature on this show for a small fee, we don't charge an awful lot, just to be able to I want to market the show properly. So if we can buy some ad space somewhere, I don't know, but we need to make ad space to get ad space. It's crazy, right? But that's what we're going to do. So if you want to get involved with that, please get in touch. Email is shrewsburybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com. The website is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. And of course, if you advertise on that podcast, you'll get a spot there on the sponsor page for the website too. Also, I want to grow the show. We're doing some amazing stuff. I mean, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, my inbox is growing. Summer's coming out. We've been invited to amazing events, and my schedule's really heating up. So I did that. I mentioned to Vix that we could probably bring a third person in to help and host the show for days when I can't be available and Vix can't be available, and we want to really cover an event. So if you want to be part of the show, if you want to offer have a go at the microphone, have a go at some photography, have a go at some filming. If there's something that we can help you with develop, please get in touch. Again, email shrewsburybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. We have had a couple of bites over the last couple of weeks. People actually want to get involved, so I will be messaging them as well. Just please get in touch if you want to have a go. We'd love to hear from you. Right, listen, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We've got so much coming up with the biscuit. I'm really, really excited. But if this is the start for you, the beginning of the Shrewsbury Biscuit journey for you, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Took time out to listen to my show. Please give us a follow, though. I'm going to ask for a little bit more. Your social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, that's where it's at, guys. Give us a follow. I really do appreciate it. Right. Thank you for lending me your ears. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.